Welcome to my first ever real life ghost hunt. We will be exploring Fort Paull. First off, we started in Tunnel 1. It was interesting at first because of how long the tunnel is. Now, this tunnel has been known to have ghost activity, so I was very excited to get to this tunnel. And when the guys that I was teaming with, they've been here before, they told me that they were doing this tunnel first, and I was very excited. As you can see, it is long. Now, history on this tunnel is that dark shadows have been known to form, blocking the light. As you can see, it's very creepy down here. This is a museum after all. Well, was a museum. It is closed. They are intending to reopen, and I'm wishing them the best of luck with that. One of the things I was shocked by is I looked up and there was a mannequin. I was like, oh, hello. Fancy seeing you here. But as soon as we started setting up, I didn't have time to get my stuff ready because something started happening in the tunnel. But as soon as we were ready, it all stopped. I was like, brilliant. So, yeah. We stood at the edge, I had nothing ready, and there was something happening. As soon as we started to set up down the tunnel, nothing happened. It was very frustrating. So we set up the dots. We put a few cat balls down there that reacted to motion. Nothing. Not a sausage. There was no shapes or anything. We tried the Ouija board. We did get a bit of activity on that. I am a bit skeptical on the Ouija board because it can be easily influenced by anyone who just wanted something to happen. We got a few speakers through there. Nothing worth reporting, really, in my opinion. But after that, we decided to go to the jail cells. Now, the jail cells were interesting because of how creepy they were.
Just be careful as well. It's a bit slippery.
Just be careful when you're going in here because it's a little bit steep.
I did get my bag stuck of how narrow it was, but the first thing I was greeted with was a guy hanging from a beam. I was like, wow, this is creepy. Now, the story is he hanged himself after one night in the jail cell because he was afraid of the ghosts, and this was during World War II, so the place was already haunted then. Fort Paull is over 500 years old. It was set up by King Henry VIII to defend the river from invasion.
Like I say, we're not giving anything away because they will
So I set up some various things to go on in here. As you can see, it is pretty... The place is falling apart. It's not been used in 5 years, Fort Paull. They're trying to reopen it, but there's got a lot of work to do, and they've got their hands tied. But the place is amazing. So I did set up some dots, and we went into the other room, and stuff actually started happening whilst I was out the room. So that cat ball going off right there, that was motion. Motion has set that off. But if you look in that area, you can see a little bit of the green dots dancing around. But nobody was in that room. We were all in another room. Anyway, after that, we went to the railway carriage. The railway carriage is also very well known for haunted activity. Now, the carriage, I thought was a British carriage. It is not. It is German. It is now obviously in Britain. But this carriage, for some reason, has haunted activity. As you can see, the EMF reader is going off quite a lot. But we don't know if this is due to external interference. It might not be a ghost. That wasn't a ghost, don't worry. But we did the Ouija board again. But I was very skeptical on the Ouija board here, simply because the Ouija board said that a lady arrived by train to Fort Paull. Well, Fort Paull never had train lines running to it. Yes, the railway carriage is there, but it was lifted in by a crane. There's no train tracks. We set up the dots. Nothing really exciting happened other than that. Yeah. It was anticlimactic, the railway carriage, but we went to the operating theatre after a short break. And the operating theatre, we tried something new that I've never done before. And it was called the human pendulum.
I'm just sitting there complaining, it's like your head.
So the human pendulum basically consists of everyone gathering around in a circle and 3 people in the middle. The person in the very middle stands very still. The people in the circle ask the ghost questions, and depending on which way the person in the middle is pushed, here we are, someone's in the middle here. It gives an answer. Now I thought this was rubbish, but then I stood in the middle, and it is a thing. I was pushed, and I had no control over myself of which way I was pushed. Sadly, I didn't get video of that simply because I was in the middle. But it was a thing. Here I go on my own. The team are upstairs, and I'm having a little wander. This is opposite Tunnel 1. This isn't the same tunnel. I was like, this is amazing. What's going on in here? And so I had a bit of a fright, but not by a ghost. So I'm walking around, and I'm like, oh, what's this? I realised I stumbled upon someone else's ghost setup, and I've just, interrupted it. So I was like, sorry to the camera, and off I went again. Anyway, after that, we went to a third tunnel, and not much happened in there either. We set up the dots. We tried table tipping. I was a bit skeptical about this one as well. I do believe that this one is easily persuaded by someone trying to get something to happen. But no, I really enjoyed my night. I wish I'd seen more, but it is what it is. Ghosts are unpredictable. You can't predict them. Otherwise, there'd be more scientific evidence of them, obviously. But I'd love to go again. Fort Paull specifically, simply because I feel there is more to be found there. I'd like to thank the guys that invited me, Louise, Callum, and their team of friends. They were amazing. They were very experienced, and I would like to thank them for inviting me, and I would look forward to ghost hunting with them again sometime. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please follow. Thank you very much.